Darling, I love you. I would kill for you, but you gotta chill. I think the answer is no.
Just chill out. You know, drink a 7-Up, eat a moon pie, quit murdering people.
Okay, sorry I'm late. I went thrifting and I got some great finds, but I brought wine.
Well, hello.
Hi.
Welcome back to my amazing friends, and welcome to those who are new, and welcome from your favorite redheaded Sarah duo. As we all know, Sarah is the vintage friend, and I am the fantasy friend. However, as friendships usually work, I am slowly converting her into a fantasy friend as well. How do you feel about that, Sarah?
Feels pretty good. It's a lot of fun.
And of course, if you are in the fantasy niche as I am, one of the ways that you are initiated into this very special corner of the internet or community is by watching Lord of the Rings. Much like to the sci-fi nerdy community, Lord of the Rings is like the Star Wars. And I haven't always been in like this side of the community. It took me a little bit to get into it, but one of the ways that I initiated myself was to finally watch Lord of the Rings a couple years ago or a year ago. I can't remember now. Time is an illusion. So that's what we're doing. Now, Sarah has already watched Fellowship, the extended version.
Yes.
Because that is the standard.
Yes.
You have to watch the extended version. And so today we're going to be watching The Two Towers, the extended version. So before we begin watching that together, I kind of wanted to get Sarah's thoughts on Fellowship and just kind of get to see where she's at right now in her Lord of the Rings initiation viewing process.
So I've seen the movie, or at least the first two, but the movies have come out like 20 years ago. But that's the first thing I'll mention is that when I watched the movie, I said, I cannot believe this movie is 20 years old, because that's so high tech and so high production for that time that I'm like, this movie's never gonna age. And I really appreciated, just as like a illusion and perception kind of fan, of all the work that they did to make the hobbits look tiny and like all the camera trickery that they used. I was like, oh, they did it. I was like, they did a good job with that. They did a good job with that. I will say it did take me 3 days to watch the movie. Because I did have to watch it in segments, but a lot of what I remembered watching it forever ago like came back to me. No, it's really good, and it's good. It's a movie. The whole series of movies is going to hold up for a really, really long time for sure.
I agree, and like if you haven't had a chance to watch the behind the scenes of how they created a lot of that, it's so mind-blowing because nowadays they just CG the crap out of everything. But a lot of the things that you see, like she was saying, the scale and making the hobbits look smaller, they didn't CG that. They used, what is it called, forced perspective in order to make the hobbit actors look smaller than the other actors that aren't hobbits. So that was really cool. I mean, I think there might have been some points where they did have to use some CG. I think some of the action shots they used body doubles, and they just like CG'd, the actors. They like, was it child or like smaller persons for the the body doubles?
I do think, they did use children in some of the scenes, and then a little bit of CGI of like Legolas I noticed, and like green screens here and there where like, yeah, it's a green screen, but like again, 2001 for like the production value of the movie is the visuals are great. And I do think I remember seeing the behind the scenes of just how I think it was maybe Gandalf and Frodo at a table, and they were talking about the way they built the table to make forced perspective to like make the hobbits look smaller. They put so much thought and detail into it, and I just appreciate that. So
yeah, and I think that's why a lot of people like to compare it to Star Wars, is because it's this like benchmark of artistry when it comes to filmmaking, and for the fantasy community, this is theirs. Like whenever you watch the documentaries about how they made the original trilogy, like they didn't have the computer technology that we have now, so they had to rely on a lot of practical effects in order to get what they wanted. Of course, they went back later and they revised certain segments and added more special effects using computer technology. But obviously we're not going to see that with this trilogy because they had the computer technology, but where they could get away with it, they didn't use computer technology. They really focused on the artistry, the prosthetics, the practical effects, that really sell the believability of what you're watching, which you really need when you're watching something fantasy, because you're already having to suspend disbelief. Is that how you say it? You suspend the suspension of disbelief?
So.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
I don't know how to say things properly sometimes, so I'm always like questioning myself.
You have to take like reality sort of out of your mind and just, this is their real world, like Middle Earth is their Earth,
But the way they do it, it's like you don't have to play pretend to believe this is like, it looks so real, and to know that. And I feel like when you rely too heavily on CG, our human senses, like, we can tell.
Yeah.
Which is why I really like, this is like a podcast practically.
Oh, I know. No, because I do have a lot of to say, and like I know we're talking about like the like effects, the like visual effects and stuff, but like the psych part of me wants to talk about like the relationships. Like, can we talk about healthy male relationships?
Oh, I know.
In the movie. If we really want to nerd out about all aspects.
Oh my gosh.
I was like Frodo and Sam. Like, I could see probably, I don't know if people ship them. I don't.
They do.
I'm not, I haven't dove that deep in that like the fandom yet, but watching the movie, I was like, wow, they're like crying. You see like real emotion from male characters. And
Yeah.
how, we could talk about like how it's the race of man that's messing everything up, and like. And I'm like,
Oh yeah, there's so much. Like,
we don't have to turn this into a podcast, but like,
hey, podcasts would be fun.
Right?
Who in their right mind would edit our podcast? Because it would just be us going on tangents for like
just
4 hours.
Oh my god, they're still talking about this.
I would be the one ending up editing it, but then I would be the one that because for us, the way we talk is normal. For other people, they maybe we were talking about this earlier.
Yeah,
we have a tendency to interrupt each other, but we're not interrupting. We're adding to each other. We are completing each other's sentences because we're both ADHD, so we don't even notice. Mm-hmm. And when I pointed it out to us, we started to realize it, and we're like, freaking out.
Because a lot of the times I don't know, like I forget words. We all forget like common words, and so I'll act it out, and then she'll go, yeah, and then it just keeps the conversation going. And
yeah.
I never noticed it until today.
So to circle back to Lord of the Rings, just to clarify, clickbait, she has seen Lord of the Rings. For anyone who's because I think I'm going to use the thumbnail forcing my friend who's never seen Lord of the Rings to watch Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah. And
she's seen...
Asterisk hasn't seen it in probably 10, 15 years. Asterisk grew up religious, and, Lord of the Rings was demonic or satanic.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh, no.
But yeah, it's just I didn't grow up with it, and then as I got older, I'm catching up, okay?
She gets to dive face first into the fandom, and we are definitely going to ask her at the end who her fantasy husband is. If she's Team Legolas or Team Aragorn. Which side are you? Do you have a side yet?
I remember in middle school, I did have a crush on Orlando Bloom. And I had I'm pretty sure in 6th grade, I think I, decorated my binder with him. I barely remember it, but I do. Now that I am older and watching the movie again and actually sort of focusing on the characters and not just the actors themselves, Team Aragorn, for sure. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. With more dynamic thought. I'm right now, Legolas is just a pretty, elf. That's just what I see. As far as character development and all that.
But Aragorn is, he's a man.
I would have gone with you to the end, into the very fires of Mordor.
He's also a good, but as we watch, he is a good character too, a good example for men, because he's humble. We like a good humble. I have no idea if this is working, by the way. I hope the audio isn't complete.
We might stop for because I got blackberry wine, so
yeah,
we're gonna pour ourselves a drink and make sure this audio is picking up.
Yeah, and then we're gonna watch the movie. Yeah, Team Aragorn.
Well, not a lot. I mean, the first movie, it was so much story of so I don't, just from the first movie, I don't have attraction to any specific character yet. Oh, okay. So I don't know. That's the thing. I literally don't remember. So if more
you're about to see the clips from the TikToks.
Oh, more thirstable things.
More TikTok. Anyway, so we're gonna go ahead, finish off this intro. We're gonna go watch it. We'll be back at the end. We're not actually showing this isn't a real-time reaction because copyright, and also the movie's 4 hours long. But hopefully you guys stick around and enjoy the B-roll of the food, because I worked very hard on it. B-roll. I be rolling. And we have finished. It is more than 4 hours later because we took breaks, but my voice is cracking. So what are your thoughts?
It was really good. I've now that I've come to the understanding a little bit more. Very much Team Aragorn now.
Yeah, and even Eowyn, she's just like thirsting over him the whole time, and we're like, yeah, same girl,
Right.
same. But no one can compete with. I'm so tired. Arwen.
Yeah.
I'm so tired. Okay.
I thought that was cute.
The pretty sparkly elf that is more like all the elves. I think we were saying all the elves look like they have a beauty filter on, like at all times. Even when they are running and fighting, they look like they're floating.
They're just elegant, and I know they did that on purpose with these movies, but like they float down the stairs. They're just very elegant. They have no wrinkles on their face. They're just
They even die elegantly.
yeah. They die beautifully and they cry beautifully, and I'm just like, it got to a point where I was just like, anytime they did something and it was done beautifully, I was just like, friggin' elves, man. I swear to God. Friggin' elves, man. I was like, he even died gracefully.
Talk about unattainable beauty standards. I guess they are immortal though, so they are literally unattainable. At night when they're walking, like going to the place, I can't remember the name of the place because it's way too late, but with the elf land where they go in the west, where they can't come back from. I'm guessing it's elf heaven. I don't know. But like them walking with the lanterns, they're just I want to recreate that for a photo shoot.
Yeah,
I have lanterns like this. I need
They're glowing and singing. Oh.
I can totally like stage a photo shoot like in a forest, and we can put on cloaks and have those lanterns. It would be so good.
I think that can be done. Yeah, it was good. It was more character development. Well, I guess it's not a spoiler alert when the movie's been around for 10 years.
20.
Did I say 10?
Yes.
20? Jeez. Oh my God. It is so late. But we love Gandalf the White. I was very excited. That, even though it's been forever, that I did remember. I was like, oh yeah, is that Gandalf? Gandalf the White coming back. I was very pumped about that. I just love Gandalf. And the tree creatures, like
The Ents.
I don't know why I love like the grandfatherly characters.
It's
fantasy
comforting.
films. Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, because we're neurospicy, we had the subtitles on, and it adds so much more when you have subtitles on.
Closed captioning.
What was it like? There's a couple things that they whispered you can't really hear, but also when they dubbed the Ents, it was like Ent grunts Ently or something.
Ently. No, it's like they just used Ent as the descriptor word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, one of our jokes was that Gandalf the White is literally just Gandalf the Grey, but he went to the beauty salon and got a blowout and some highlights. He got a full like Botox. He also got his hair lightened and toned and a blowout, and that's Gandalf the White, and he got some new threads. We stand Gandalf the White. I still like have a special place in my heart for Gandalf the Grey because he is
rugged
grandpa coming to
fighting demons.
You know
the huge.
Yeah, he's gonna blow up all the fireworks. He's mischievous. I was telling her, Ian McKellen, he has my grandpa's eyes, like those mischievous, playful eyes, and so that's why I'm always like, Grandpa.
No, and he has that in Gandalf the White. He's more like, smirky and stuff. So
it's that new haircut. It's the new hair. He's like a little bit more
clean. His beard's like a little, he's just
had it straightened.
He's glammed up. He's Gandalf the glam. This one was good. A lot more fighting, obviously.
Oh yeah.
So a lot of it was good. Like it was. These movies are just so well made and so well done. Like they won't age. They won't.
No, they won't. And like the amount of detail, like we noticed the fingernails of the king, like down to like their fingernails, like everything was like thought of.
Yeah, they had dirt under their fingernails. They had like yellow teeth. Nobody looks super Hollywood glam except the elves because they're supposed to.
That's them, yeah.
And I appreciate that.
Yeah. And also just the character development. We love. Sorry, there's a fuzz on there. Gimli, how he at first, like you'll see it even more in the next movie, but just him and his relationship with Legolas. Like how they go from like not liking each other, but now it's just like they're bros, but they egg each other on.
Yeah, they're cheeky besties.
Yeah, we love it. It's like you're gonna have to toss me. Don't tell the elf.
Don't tell the elf. Shucks him across. It's just
I love them.
And then we love the character development of Merry and Pippin.
Oh my gosh, they go from being complete bozos to just
because like you know, sometimes like things don't click for me for the first time. So she was like, oh yeah, see, that's why he had him lead him south to see like the trees destroyed. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Hobbits are very clever.
Yes, they are. That's something that I caught the first time, but I think it's because my husband told me, like, oh, that's why they did that.
Yeah.
I don't think I caught that on my own.
I would have known if you didn't tell me. That's why I was like,
Yeah.
I like being filled in, so thank you.
I do that a lot. We're the type of people that talk during movies,
Yeah.
just so you guys know. So I was like telling her all the things.
And I wasn't mad about it. I was like, wait, I want to listen and watch. Hold on. And I just paused it. And,
Yeah.
and then I was like, okay, cool. Take me so long to watch movies because I'm like, wait, what? I pause it. And then I'm like, okay, I need to piece all of this together.
Yeah.
So I haven't been to a movie theater in 3 years, but
Now, the next movie, though, you have not seen any, right?
I don't think so.
Okay, so that'll be a new experience.
Yeah.
So in case we forgot to mention it in the intro, because I have no memory of 4 hours
Oh yeah,
ago.
why we're doing this.
We are going to the showing of Return of the King on April 13th. And so we wanted to be prepared. I've seen the movies, so I wanted to refresh my memory. She's technically has seen the movies, but it's been so long that she may as well have not seen them, except for a couple parts that she remembered. So we're preparing to go to the showing and have a hobbity time.
for the 20th anniversary
20th
of the Return of the King, which means I might still just watch it ahead of time, even though we're gonna watch it in theaters, because it's like 4 hours and 20 minutes. It's the extended version, plus there's gonna be like, I don't know, an interview with Elijah Wood or something. They're gonna like add some bits and pieces to it. So I was like, you know what, I probably should just watch it ahead of time.
Yeah, so you don't miss anything.
So I can just enjoy the experience of being dressed up and like enjoy a movie I already know. Like with, I don't know if you grew up with like midnight matinees, and so they were always movies you already saw. You just went with your friends for the experience. That's probably how it's gonna be for everyone, where they might be like noisy, and I was like, I can't shush them. I need to know this movie and be versed in it. So honestly, I'm probably gonna watch it on my own and then watch it again in theaters. So
yeah, thank you guys for watching us kind of watch, but also just react to The Two Towers. And I hope this was entertaining. I have no idea. We're about to find out when I go to edit this. But this has been entertaining for us. We had a good time. We basically gave our commentary throughout the entire thing with each other. So that's always fun to do with friends. We drank wine.
in our aesthetic
Red for cups.
I'm like, what are they called? Mugs?
Blackberry wine and my very, very sad blackberry pie that I tried to make, but it was tasty.
It worked. It was.
Yeah, keep an eye out. We're probably going to vlog the premiere. Yeah, so keep an eye out for that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I guess I'll see you the next time I decide to show my face. As for now, I'm going to bed. Good night. Poppy! I'm sitting on something.
I have to say her name in English.
Otherwise, people think I'm saying poppy, like Spanish poppy.
Oh,
Like P-A-P-I. That was the very first question we got when we first got her, was like, oh, is poppy as in like, not as in daddy.
Poppy. I know. Not poppy as in daddy, poppy as in flower.
As in flower. Yeah.
For the lighting's sake. For the lighting. Not for the dress pals.
Well, I'll fix
Maybe
it in post.
I'm just fair.
That could be.
You can't just ask people why they're white.
Maybe that's what it is.
I think I'm just reflecting.
This is the skin of a killer, Bella.